Most students believe they're failing because they're lazy, distracted, or not smart enough. They think the problem is motivation, or discipline, or talent. But in reality, most students aren't failing because they don't study enough. They're failing because they're studying the wrong way. And the worst part is, they don't even realize it. From a young age, students are taught that studying means sitting longer, rereading notes, highlighting textbooks, and pushing through exhaustion. If they struggle to remember something, they assume they need more hours. If grades drop, they double the time. But more time doesn't fix a broken method. It only hides a real problem until it's too late. The human brain doesn't learn by exposure. It learns by effortful recall. And that single misunderstanding is the reason most students feel busy but remember nothing. When a student rereads notes, the brain recognizes the information. That recognition feels familiar, and familiarity feels like learning. But it's an illusion. The brain isn't retrieving the information. It's just seeing it again. And recognition is passive. Memory requires work. This is why students can read the same page 5 times and still blank out during an exam. The information never became accessible. It was never trained for retrieval. It stayed stuck on the page instead of moving into memory. Most students also believe that understanding something once means they'll remember it later. But understanding and remembering are not the same process. Understanding happens in the moment. Memory is built over time, and the brain only strengthens what it's forced to recall, not what it passively consumes. This is where the correct way to study begins. Instead of asking, "Did I understand this?" effective students ask, "Can I recall this without looking?" That single shift changes everything. Because the moment a student closes their notes and tries to pull information from memory, the brain starts adapting. It starts building stronger connections. Even when the recall fails, learning is happening. Struggle is not a sign of failure. It's a sign the brain is working. But most students avoid that struggle. They prefer methods that feel smooth and comfortable. Highlighting, rereading, watching explanation videos again and again. These methods feel productive because they reduce friction. But the brain grows through friction, not comfort. Another mistake students make is cramming. Cramming feels powerful because it creates short-term familiarity. The information feels fresh. Confidence rises. But the brain hasn't had time to consolidate anything. Once sleep, stress, or time intervenes, the memory collapses. The brain needs spacing. It needs repeated exposure across time. Not all at once. Not in one long session the night before. When learning is spaced